paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm your host, Harvey Freed. Alongside of me, my co-host, Harry Glanz and Alex Nafusi.
Morning, buddies.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, my work family. March 19, 2016. Gorgeous day outside. Only 41 degrees, but the sun is shining. It's the last day of winter, believe it or not.
It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, it's a little cold out there, but that's okay.
Hey, it's the last day of winter, Harvey. Does that mean tomorrow's the first day of spring?
Yes, sir.
I love that.
That's how it goes.
I love when that happens.
And, of course, we always talk about mortgages and real estate. This year, unlike any other year, really the last 2 years, the home buying season never stopped. We'll dive into that as we always do. We take your phone calls here, 248-539-9797. Also, of course, we're brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call. We have a office full of loan officers that are there to help you. If you haven't yet refinanced your house or consolidated your debt, definitely give us a phone call on that. But better yet, you need to get an approval letter. You need to really understand the whole mortgage process. So give us a call, 1-800-LOW-RATE.
I like how the overall, we were talking last weekend, like in 2008, how it was just like the vibe was just like funky. People just bad. When I walked in this morning, I mean, I know we had to get up on Saturdays and I couldn't sleep in after the Michigan State loss and U of M loss. I was like, I don't know if I want to do a show today. It was just like, I'm just happier, like, as a whole. I feel the whole area is good. I had dinner very local last night. It's just nice. Everything's just like, I feel like it's all coming back, man.
It is all coming back, except for the basketball thing sort of is not the greatest thing. But we got the Pistons won last night, so we got that going.
I was over it in the first half. You could tell right away that team had more energy than Michigan State. They outplayed them. Everything was going in. It's never a good sign when guys are falling down and getting fouled and stuff's going in. So you could tell the vibe of the game. Michigan State didn't come out and play. They didn't have a lot of energy.
It just didn't work out for them.
Actually, you shouldn't say that. The other team had more energy. And like we were talking about, they're Division I scholarship athletes, and they're between 18 and 22 years old, and anything can happen.
Yeah, they're still kids, man.
It just happens that way.
Just works that way.
It does.
But, like, on a happier note, I had a bunch of deals we wrapped up this week, and you had mentioned, how values are coming back. The home buying season never stopped. It went through, all winter, which was great. And, values are back. People are consolidating that toxic debt and that credit card debt. I mean, it's good, man. It's like I can't reach you. I want to high five you though.
Things are pretty good here in Southeast Michigan. Again, if we have a nice mild winter, and again, people are working. It appears that they're going to start fixing the roads. There's some money here. I mean, very few black eyes. Of course, the situation up in Flint's been a problem here, really in our region. But again, not really affecting us down here a little bit south in Southeast Michigan, but great opportunities if you're a home buyer. We've got all sorts of strategies. This is an interesting show for us because we've been having nonstop real estate agents on, and today we're going to do it without a realtor on. But again, we're going to sort of rehash all the things we've been talking about, the negotiation of a purchase. We spoke about the escalation clause that you can put in an offer.
Things you should always have in a purchase agreement, like home inspection, like an appraisal contingency. Because as we know, Harvey, we're going to talk about it in the second segment probably, is the home value thing. And I know everybody says they understand it. When push comes to shove, if somebody wants to overpay for a house, Alex and Harvey, they can overpay for a house, but it's only going to appraise for a certain amount. But then everybody says, okay, I understand that. But then when the property value comes in, what it does, and we call people up and say, hey, remember we told you that $119,900 offer that you put in, they accepted, the house appraised for $105,000, and you said you knew that? You've got to come up with the extra money. People start to complain. Not only do borrowers complain about it, but loan officers complain about it. They say they understand it. They even say on this show that they understand it. But then when push comes to shove, they don't understand it.
Well, that's a big difference. Did that happen recently? Or is there one that came in
recently? It happens every day. It happens on $120,000 houses. It happens on $500,000 houses. It happens on $300,000 houses. It happens every single house.
Absolutely, that's a truth.
Here's my biggest bitch about that is that when
can you say that on the radio?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're okay with that one.
You're here to supervise, so
okay, right. Can't say that B word on the radio.
Gunny would drop me. He's smiling. He's got his U of M head on.
All right, yeah. Well, he should be smiling then.
So yeah, exactly. So here's the thing: like when you have your mortgage guy and your realtor and your attorney, whoever's dealing with your transaction, if you're buying a house for $500,000 and you're clearly overpaying, there's no comps out there to support $500,000, and the house comes in at $480,000, and the first thing out of your realtor's mouth is, well, you should leave Capital Mortgage. You should call my guy. I almost did actually swear and get dropped on that one. Yeah. That's the worst thing to do because, you're not, the first thing out of your mouth should be, hey, listen, dude, we're going to get your house for $20,000 less. I just saved you $20,000.
Perhaps, yeah,
we're
it
gonna
could work
go back
that way.
and say there's no other comparable sales out there to support the value.
In the industry right now, one of the biggest taboos is you cannot shop appraisals. In other words, if a house comes in low and you say, here, let's go to another, I want to shop an appraisal, shop it around. That's what got everybody in trouble the first time around.
Why would you want to do that,
Okay.
though?
And
As a consumer.
So what you're saying is, yeah, I want to pay more. Go ahead. I know you can rig it. Let me pay more and just get me in the house. I want to pay more.
Why would you want to do that, though? If you went out to dinner and you order whatever a steak,
Yeah.
and it's $20, why would you say I want to pay $30 for this?
When you first walked in, you were starving for the
You're
steak.
so hungry.
But then you had the bread and you had the appetizer
you're so
already. And all of a
hungry
sudden,
and
I'm not
you're
overpaying for
excited.
this.
You got your girlfriend, you got your
Yeah.
wife, you have a glass of
Yeah.
wine, you get the bread, the appetizers, and whatever.
Well,
and the steak comes out, and you're like,
I like your
wanna pay more for
analogy.
No, don't. It's a bad analogy.
You sure?
I'm going to tell you why.
Of course, I like it here.
Here, because
because the fat- it's 'cause the fat
unfortunately,
kid.
well, the problem is that when you go to a restaurant, a steak is, I don't know, we're getting a steak for $20, but when a steak says
Applebee's.
$45, okay, you can't negotiate it. It's done. It's over, and every steak of the same kind, you're paying $45 for.
Sometimes
Not
after
every
eating
house
the
there's a
bread and
negotiation.
everything else, sometimes that
Okay.
steak isn't worth it, though. It's really worth
a
it when you're
bad
hungry.
analogy, but I get the point. It's a bad. Remember, I'm here to make sure everything goes cool. But it's a bad analogy. When you're buying something that is negotiable and that has to have a value set on it, okay, everybody says, well, the market sets the price. That's right, market does set the price. But there has to be 2 or 3 other sales that also concur with that sale price to get an appraised value.
I guess it's, you can't really negotiate a price of a steak.
Yeah, next time, here, go to your favorite restaurant. Tell me you only want to pay $20.
Maybe the butcher will let you. 248-539-9797. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. We take your calls here live in the studio, talking about purchasing homes, refinancing, always mortgages and real estate and anything associated with it. I'm just sticking with the concept of purchasing a house here. Don't want to die. We're going to talk about appraisals all morning long, but also making that offer and getting your offer accepted. The escalation clause we talked about. Also, the letter accompanying the offer, sort of a biography or autobiography about your family and why this house matches your family's needs. It's complimenting the seller on what they've got going on. So that's sort of a great idea. We talked about that. Also, throwing in some days of occupancy. Sometimes the sellers just need a comfort zone. You got to find out what their motivation is. Maybe they're building a house. And what's great about your offer is you'll give them an extra 30 or 60 days to stay there after closing. So a whole bunch of techniques. We're going to get to all that stuff. But why not go to one of our first callers today? We've got Brett already calling in from Pinckney. Good morning. Welcome to our show, Brett.
Hi, how you doing today?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, so I just bought a house. It actually appraised for more than what my offer was. So I was wondering if I can take out that equity and use it to finish a basement then.
You can only take out up to 80% of the appraised value, and you're going to have you have a waiting period too before you buy a house. You got to wait 6 months before you can take cash out after you buy it.
Okay.
So what was the purchase price on the house, Brett?
I got it for $180,
And what did it appraise for?
$200.
Yes, I mean, you do have some equity, but you're not going to be able to take cash out from a standard mortgage transaction.
What's the
on that
amount of the
one.
loan you got?
How much did you put down?
The mortgage.
That was a VA loan.
Okay, yeah,
So
you're
0 down?
100%, right?
Yep.
I would call, honestly, Brett, there's probably a small credit union out there in Pinckney. You can call, maybe get $10,000 from them, just on a second mortgage, like a home equity line of credit, and finish it
Right.
up that way, man.
Well, what's cool is you bought it VA 0 down. That's a great loan for you. Did you save some money then and then use that? Were you going to use that money, that little bit you saved without you having the down payment? Was that going to be used to do these improvements?
No, we're used it for down payment and then also buying furniture and all that other stuff. So.
Okay. Well, the VA does allow you to go, but you have to wait 1 year on seasoning, I believe, to pull out that 100% equity if you wanted to come back and do another VA loan. Also, I believe if you do that VA refinance, that funding fee, they hit you again with that funding fee. And the second time around, it's 3.15%. In this
Right.
case, I like Alex's advice is maybe just get your hands on a local credit union out there or something like that. I think the smaller banks, the credit unions, they're good for home equity loans. That's where you get your home equity loan. You come to us for the mortgage.
Okay, good deal.
All
Thanks,
right,
sir.
cool.
Good
Thanks,
stuff.
Brett. See you,
Okay.
bye.
And again, the next appraiser, you never know. Does he have the built-in equity? The appraiser went there, and there are other comparable sales, and they were able to determine it's worth $20,000 more. Great. 6 months from now, a year from now, if the comparable sales match it, we're going to talk all about that, how it sort of plays into today's conversation. 248-539-9797. We'll be right back.
Career advisors dedicated to your success. Michigan Works is your employment partner with training, advising, and exclusive job postings, one-on-one at no cost to you. Your success starts here. Visit yoursuccess.work. Michigan Works is an equal opportunity employer.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Michigan Lottery Daily 4 players, Straight Back Bonus is back.
Oh yes, it's back. Hey, it's back. Oh yes, it's back. It's really back. So take a clap to win some dough from front to back.
Or back to front. Whoa, wait a minute. What's the Straight Back Bonus? Just match your straight bet in reverse, you win $1,000. Oh. And you can still win $5,000 if your numbers match an exact order.
Now you're singing my song.
Oh yes, it's back.
Oh yes, it's back.
It's really back.
It's really back.
Double your chance to win all this month with the Daily 4 Straight Back Bonus from the Michigan Lottery.
Oh yes, it's back.
I'm standing on the surface of the sun to prove a point. The sun's the only thing hotter than the 4 new hot theme instant games from the Michigan Lottery. Could somebody put out my pants? Thank you. See, from $1 hot cash to $10 hot riches, over $150 million in total prizes. You can win up to $1 million instantly. But here's the difference. The sun is 92 million miles from the earth. But these hot theme tickets are as close as your nearest lottery retailer. So try them and put some red hot play in your day. Anybody bring sunblock?
Dr. Berkowitz from Michigan Hair Restoration is back to talk with us more about his groundbreaking hair restoration procedure. And first, I have to say, wow, you have a full head of hair over there.
Yes, I had the procedure done about a year ago, and the results are great.
And you know what? No one would ever know. It looks so natural.
Yeah, the procedure my team and I are performing is amazing. There's no pluggy palm tree look. There are no stitches or staples, no linear scar, and the transplanted hair is genetically programmed to grow. You will love your hair and feel more confident.
You know, a lot of guys are using this time of year to get back in shape, lose weight, but this could really do more for their appearance than 100 trips to the gym.
It really can. Many clients have even called this a life-changing event. If any of your listeners have even thought about hair restoration, I would love to help them.
Guys, stop waiting. Call 844-WANT-HAIR or visit drb4hair.com. That's DRB, the number 4, hair.com.
Mike Valenti here with Tony Ortiz. Tony, first off, you look fantastic.
Thanks.
Now, you said you've lost over, 50 pounds now with Custom Health Center and the Nutrimost program. So go ahead, Hotshot. What have you learned from all this?
Mike, it's been unbelievable. Working with Custom Health Center, I've learned so much about my body and healthy living that there's really no going back. The personal approach they have to weight loss makes all the difference in the world. Everybody's body, I know, works differently, but at Custom Health Center, no 2 weight loss programs are the same.
And Tone, they got to be doing something right. They fixed everything except your face.
Yeah, I know. The face can't help that, but I'm in the best shape of my life, and I have a ton of energy, and you know what, dude? My confidence is right through the roof.
Well, you should be confident. You look great. If you want results like Tony here, give Custom Health Center a call, 1-800-IDEAL-U. Schedule your full body consultation and get started losing the weight today. The number, 1-800-IDEAL-U. You lose 20 to 45 pounds in 40 days with Custom Health Center.
If I can do it, so can you. 1-800-IDEAL-U right now.
Did you see Little Big Shots last Sunday on NBC?
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, Steve Harvey and the world's most talented kids.
Look, America, these kids are crazy good. And they're keeping Steve in check.
They are, and he is so funny with them.
Oh, yeah, he is.
So go to your couch, okay? Turn on NBC.
You got to.
And just wait for the show.
Yes.
You do not want to miss a second.
No, you don't.
No.
Little Big Shots with Steve Harvey, followed by The Carmichael Show.
Part of the all-new NBC Sunday.
Tomorrow on NBC.
Get ready to laugh.
Oh, you know I'm gonna.
Can carpet stand up to wine, chocolate, and even bleach? Life-Proof Carpet from the Home Depot can. And right now, when you get Life-Proof or any other carpet, you save up to $500 on your total carpet project. That's the carpet, the pad, and the installation. This is the next generation of carpet. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid on basic installation through March 23rd. Minimum $500 purchase of carpet and pad. U.S. only.
Did you know there's more than one Las Vegas? There's the Strip with families on vacation and questionable odds. Then there's downtown Vegas, the original gambling and entertainment mecca. That's where you'll find the D Las Vegas. Book your stay at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas. Don't have time to talk? Send us a text instead. The Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge ticket text at 97136. Don't overpay. Get into Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge today.
If you ever miss Valenti and Foster on 97.1 The Ticket, you can always hear their highlights at play.it, your new podcast network for best-in-class on-demand shows.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call here live in the studio, 248-539-9797. We got lots to share with you this morning. Let's go out to Sam. Sam, you've got a question on a cell phone. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I had a question. I recently purchased a home in December of 2015. Now, FHA valued the home at $175, so that's what the mortgage was for, because I bought the home through FHA, you know?
Right.
And
Gotcha.
that's what the loan was for. But the township recently sent me a letter in the mail saying that the property was valued at $195. So they want me to pay taxes on my home of $195 when I only purchased it for $175. I took the FHA appraisal to the township and all that, and it's under review.
Yep.
But my question is it comes back and they say no, that that we're valuing it at $195, and am I going to be stuck with that? Is there some recourse I can take?
If the city assessor reassesses the property and they say, hey, it's worth $195, that's what you're going to be stuck with. What I kind of feel is a little weird about that is that it should be half the acquisition cost. So if you bought the house for $175, your taxes should be based on half of that.
I think they might have made a mistake on it, actually.
It can't be an arbitrary value. So you went to the assessor, correct? And you said, here's my appraisal.
Yeah.
I disagree with the value. And it's under review?
Uh-huh.
I'm guessing they're going to come back based on your appraised value.
Yeah, they should, Sam.
So they'll probably lower it to the 175 mark then?
I'm not an assessor. I'm just guessing that's what they're going to do.
You have to follow up on that. There's no guarantee that they're going to do it, and they're not obligated to do it.
Yeah.
So
basically, if they tell me it's worth $195, then that's what I'm going to be. If I can't sell the home for $195, that's what they're going to tell me that it's worth.
And you have an appraisal that says $175, correct?
Mm-hmm. It's an FHA appraisal.
Right. So what you do is you take that appraisal, you got to, you take it to the assessor's office, you formally put it in a report, and you say you want to dispute your taxes because look, I bought this house on this date. Here's the appraisal. And I need you to lower my taxes.
Yeah, there's one step after that. If they don't agree, you can go to the tax tribunal after that. So there is one more step.
You go to a hearing, and you state your case. But here, everybody out there, it's a long process. All right, it doesn't just happen. You don't write a letter and say my house is worth $175 and they lower it.
If they lower it, they're gonna lower your taxes by $250, $350, right?
Yeah.
Good.
It's not.
Follow up on it, Sam.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get it figured out, Sam. We'll look to do a follow-up call with you, too. I'd like to find out what happens with that, but I have a feeling they should match that appraisal. It's all right there.
Yeah, like I said, I just recently, I put it in there on Monday. So they said it'd be about 2 or 3 weeks before they let me know, and they would send me a letter in the mail letting me know what they decided. And if that letter comes back $195, then I have to go to like a tax tribunal, you said, or something like that.
Right, Sam. What city are you in?
I'm in Van Buren Township.
Yeah, I'm going to guess they're going to lower that.
See what happens. We'll do a follow-up call with you.
Buddy.
Thanks, Sam.
Cool.
Okay, thank you, guys.
All right.
See you, buddy.
248-539-9797. Brought back some old memories of when I went down there and fought a value. And I'm just giving you an idea. They were so wrong. I won't say the city. They were so wrong. It was a room full of unqualified people. I don't know who they were. They were like retired.
Here goes Harvey. This is Monday through Friday, Harvey.
They were real estate. I don't know what they were. They were retired from the industry. They didn't even know what they were doing.
Nobody knows what they're doing. See, the people are put on committees because they don't know what they're doing. All right, so I'm
Gary, everyone's value dropped in 2007 and 2009 by hundreds of thousands in Southeast Michigan.
So being a good advisor, the bottom line is be prepared, do your homework, take in the reports, take in all the comparable sales, and show that your house is worth $175 and not $195. And when you have the backup documentation, instead of just rhetoric and what you believe to be true, do your homework and then go ahead and fight it.
And
but you shouldn't fight something without doing your homework.
Yeah, but they will adjust it. I have a good buddy. My friend Dan bought a place in the Village, and he stole it. And his wife's an interior designer, and they really did like a great job on the house. I'm like, dude, they assessed this thing at like $750,000, and Dan's like, dude, I bought this house for $450. Like, there's no way. And he had an appraisal. He called Mike Tomczyk, did an appraisal, had the appraisal that we did on the purchase, and he won. They're like, you're right. Here you go.
There you go. All right.
So they will
get your facts. Get your facts straight. Get your comparable sales. Get your appraisal
go
done.
and prepare. Don't just go off shooting from the hip saying, hey, my house is worth less.
Right. So we left the last segment saying, okay, we're talking about property values and how to go about it. And, when we lend money, it's on the appraised value. When appraisals come in, appraisers are supposed to go ahead and get the most recent sales in that subject area. So yesterday we had an appraisal come in, and guess what? The sales were from almost a year ago. So based on the appraisal that we had, with the information that we had in that report, the appraisal was good because they were in the subject area. And however is that they were old sales.
Yeah.
So now if we're going to fight that, we need current sales if there are any. Now, what does that mean? Yes, we have to check the appraiser's work. We just assume, which is a bad word, because you know what happens when you assume.
Make an ass of you and me.
That's right. That they're putting the most current sales.
That's the second swear word.
But you can't just call up and scream and yell and say, hey, this is a bad appraisal. What we need to do as a lender is go out and we need to now provide current sales. If there are no current sales and these are accurate, then that's the value.
There you go. Fair enough. There's a rebuttal process.
Of course.
There's a rebuttal process.
But you cannot just go ahead and claim everybody doesn't know what they're doing and say my house is either worth less or worth more. You have to get the information. Those are the things that you just don't want to hear about.
I just want our clients to understand, and everyone purchasing a home, like, I'm an advocate for you. Like, I don't want you to overpay for a house. Like, and I'm not an appraiser. I can't choose an appraiser. It's a completely random process. And if you're buying a house for $400,000 and it comes in at $380,000,
right,
I'm here to protect you and make sure you don't overpay for that house.
That's right.
Don't get mad at us.
Right.
I'm
So
trying
what
to protect
happens
you.
is these people are emotional and they just want the house and they're willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars more. And what's happening now in the exuberance of the change of seasons, as Harvey mentioned, it's the first day of spring tomorrow. People are going out and they're overpaying for houses because there is that going on in the market now. But all we're here to do is caution people and say, hey, look we're here to advise you. We're not going to tell you not to buy it. What we're going to tell you is, hey, we're going to give you all the disclosures up front and say, here's the deal. But protect yourself. Put in an offer that in our approval letter, we always put in contingent on inspection. And we never waive that. We never will allow you to waive that as a consumer to inspect the property. And we also suggest putting an appraisal contingency. Now, if they don't accept it on appraisal contingency, then or you think that you
got to make that decision.
That, if you want to waive it, that it might be priced a little bit high.
Well, look, everything you're saying here makes sense to me, but the key is the knowledge. If you don't have the knowledge of what's going on in the neighborhood or what the comparable sales are, if you really don't have that knowledge, like you said in writing, it's not, everyone doesn't know what they're doing. It's what are the sales? Here they are. Here's the square footage. Here's the house. It's all in writing. It's all recorded information. And that's the knowledge you need to make better decisions. That's what we do at Capital Mortgage. Give you the knowledge so you can make better decisions. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. It's as simple as that. Or call us here in the studio, 248-539-9797. Let's dive into the purchasing of a home now. A lot of families are wanting to increase the size of their home, move to a better school district, just change things up a little bit. Qualifying for that new house. You have to figure out if you do qualify without selling the existing house, because that's a decision you're going to need to make. And now it's one of the things I keep running into is a lot of the families do qualify. In other words, they could go ahead and, let's say, get a new $100,000 and $250,000 mortgage and still qualify even with their existing $100,000 mortgage because their income's good. But a lot of times they just don't have the funds to close. So that's where it gets a little tricky if you're not going to have a 401k that you can borrow from or get a gift. Right.
Obviously, buying the new house and then selling your old one, after you close, it's just from a convenience standpoint, it's it's way easier, man. You can move out, just relax, it's nice and chill. But I mean, you're basically, you have to have a spot you can borrow from. Borrow from your 401k. You can take a loan from you can pull from an IRA for 90 days. And pay it back when you sell the old house. I mean, there's certain ways that you have to structure a transaction, and that's, I mean, quite frankly, I'm the best at what I do. Those are things that I sit down with my clients and say, hey guys, here's what we can do. You can pull this $50,000 from your 401k. You're going to sell your house for X. You can pay it back, buy the new one, and everything just it goes smooth. And the problem is people get gemmed up sometimes when they don't go to the right firm and they don't have the right people representing them.
Right, and that's a great path you do. Again, borrowing against your 401k, that debt doesn't count against you. You're paying yourself back per month into your 401k. if the money's there, and again, read your plan. It's an alternative because you just haven't sold the house yet. But with that same knowledge that you're putting all that together, you got to figure out with your real estate agent, and again, I hope you're using one of the top 10% out there, how long was this house going to stay on the market for? You can usually get a pretty good idea based on what's going on in your neighborhood.
But
Again,
you need good agents, to be honest with you.
you need great agents and great mortgage
Not like
people.
our boy that overlists houses and then his price reduced.
Oh, hey, what's going on there? We'll talk about that when we come back. 248-539-9797.
His dunks are so thunderous, they're often preceded by lightning. Hey there, Detroit sports fans. There's nothing better than watching the tournament with your buddies at your favorite bar and rooting on your team. This March, while you're catching all the big games, visit DosEquis.com/MVP for a chance to become the most interesting basketball fan. Each week, tweet us your most interesting man legend lines for a chance to be inducted into the Dos Equis MVP Hall of Fame and win a $200 voucher to a hoops game of your choice. Stay thirsty and enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Cervezas Mexicanas, New York, New York.
This isn't a cow or a group of monks chanting. It's a cat video meowing at a speed that's way too slow. And there's nothing cute about it. The right speed makes all the difference. That's why WOW Internet Cable and Phone offers internet speeds up to 300 megs, helping you find the speed to match your streaming habits. Whatever they may be. Wow, it's that kind of experience. Speeds may not be available in all areas. Service is subject to change. Visit Huawei.com for complete service descriptions, terms, and conditions.
The belly flattener New Biotics is in an epic battle with the competition to be the best belly flattening product on the market. To prove they're the best, they're giving away free trials to everyone who calls in the next 10 minutes. 1-800-900-9211. New Biotics has what it takes to win. It's scientifically formulated to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. Made with natural ingredients, it even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. But to win, New Biotics can't just be the best. It's got to prove it's the best. That's why they're giving away free trials to anyone, male or female, who's looking for maximum belly flattening in minimum time. Again, New Biotics is in an epic battle to be the best belly flattening product on the market. To win, they're giving away free trials to everyone who calls in the next 10 minutes. So hurry. Call now for details. 1-800-900-9211. If lines are busy, try again. 1-800-900-9211. That's 1-800-900-9211.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-491-8523 now. That's 800-491-8523 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-491-8523 to learn more. 800-491-8523. That's 800-491-8523. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
What if I told you that buying or selling a home with our team meant that you get the opportunity to help out a local hero? Hi, I'm Realtor Jeff Glover. I'm proud to announce our new affiliation with Homes for Heroes, where we're giving 25% of our commission dollars back to a local veteran, firefighter, EMT, school teacher, and even nurses and doctors. But don't just take it from me.
Hi, this is Mike Craig from Brighton, Michigan. I heard Jeff's ads on the radio, and just like the ads say, he gave me a clear and concise plan to market my house, and he delivered on that plan. Jeff got me a great price for my house with no contingencies. That's money in the bank.
Homeowners who sell their homes with Jeff get an average of 98% of their asking price and sell their homes in an average of 23 days. Call Jeff Glover and Associates today at 855-JEFF-SELLS or visit online at housesoldname.com. Jeff Glover and Associates are the official real estate team of the Detroit Tigers and are proud to support Homes for Heroes. Realtor Jeff Glover, a house sold name. Jeff Glover is affiliated with Keller Williams Realty.
There are so many choices with McDonald's McPick 2 menu. Grab a McChicken sandwich and small fries, both for just $2. Only for a limited time at participating McDonald's.
Get your backyard ready for summer now. For a huge selection and savings on spas, pools, and outdoor decor, visit the Novi Backyard Pool and Spa Show at the Suburban Collection Showplace March 18th through 20th. Click NoviPoolShow.com. Suburban Collection Showplace March 18th through the 20th.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by the Toy Chest. Notre Dame over Michigan, 70-63. Michigan controlled the first half, leading by 12. Muhammad Ali Abdul-Rahman had 15 to lead the Wolverines. Notre Dame will face 14-seed Stephen F. Austin in the second round Sunday. 2-seed Michigan State becomes just the 8th 2-seed in the history of the tournament to fall to a 15-seed. Middle Tennessee State beats them 90-81. Player of the Year candidate Denzel Valentine had perhaps his worst game of the year with 6 turnovers, finishing with 13 points. Other upsets, 13-seed Hawaii downs 4-seed Cal 77-66. Pistons over the Kings 115-108. They're now in a virtual tie with Chicago for the final playoff spot in the East. They host the Nets tonight. Red Wings at the Panthers tonight, 6:40 right here on The Ticket. Tragedy in the NFL. Ravens corner Trey Walker losing his life in a dirt bike accident. He was 23. Tigers over the Cardinals in exhibition baseball 2-0. Started Matt Boyd 5 shutout innings. At theticketupdate.com, Jeff Lesson. For more, 97.1theticket.com.
The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, and everything in between. 97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show. It is the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Give us a call here in the studio, 248-539-9797. We always have a show within a show here as we continuously talk off microphone about appraisals.
Jeff and I are talking about golfing. You guys are arguing about
I'm talking about appraised values.
Hey, did you guys know that
it's important? It's important. It's important for people to understand what their options are.
There you go.
That's why and I'm passionate about appraisals. I don't dislike appraisers, and I don't like them. It's just a necessity of a mortgage transaction.
Of the industry. You have to have them.
So, if I have to fight 5 individual appraisals a month, which is all I do, just 5. Let's just say I have a problem with 5.
Out of hundreds.
Out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of appraisals.
That's not a bad thing.
Okay? So, it's just going to happen. But the people that want to fight them, sometimes they're uninformed. That's all they are. And I just have a problem with that.
All right, 9:33, if you're just joining us against the Hardcore Mortgage Show, we always talk about mortgages and purchasing of a home. Did you know that the Fannie Mae chief economist projects that the economy will continue to grow? That's great news. Mortgage lending will ease up a little bit. Household incomes will be good. But again, the big hurdle is what's going out there. Our challenge is the inventory, especially in Southeast Michigan, which tends to lead into the conversation of appraisals. As many of you families, again, 10 families are out there, all in the $250,000 range. You're all bidding today for that gorgeous house. It's a gorgeous house. Everyone wants it. What happens is people start bidding over what the house is going to come in, the appraisal is going to come in for. Again, you have to understand what happens if it doesn't come in and you make an offer at $275. Oh, we lost that call. It would have been a good one. Anyhow, 248-539-9797. Again, the challenge out there always is if you don't know your next step.
Right. So just the guy hung up that was on hold. His question was, he was being told he has to wait a year to purchase a house because he missed a mortgage payment. The answer is yes.
Yeah, you're supposed to be clean for 12 months.
Yeah, dude, if you miss a mortgage payment, you're not getting another mortgage. You need to wait a year. You need 12 months on time. I don't think that's that much to ask. If I'm going to give you $250,000, can you pay me on time 12 times in a row?
Right. That's not too bad.
That doesn't seem that hard.
Well, a mortgage payment's due on the first of the month, as everyone knows. You have a 15-day grace period, so you got to get the payment there. And then after that, they start calling you between the 15th and the 30th of the month to say, hey, was there such a situation with the mail? So usually there's a warning there.
If you miss a mortgage payment, you know. Like, they call you and say, hey, Mr. Smith, your payment was due. It's the 15th. You know, you need to send us the money.
Well, the guy did drop the line, but if there's anything I could tell him would be, if it was a mistake, by any means, if it was a mistake, and the payments if you've always made your payments on time and there was a situation where something might have got lost in the mail or fell in your car or something, you can call your servicer and find out if they're willing to remove it.
And we should never tell anybody to miss a payment, but if you're going to miss a payment, it shouldn't be your mortgage payment.
No. Don't miss any payments.
You should not miss any payments. However, if it's a MasterCard or a car payment or your golf magazine payment,
Well, Whatever magazine I read.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, here.
Don't miss a mortgage payment. That's the one that'll hurt you the most.
All right, we got open lines, 248-539-9797. We continuously always talk about appraisals because it's a big part of our industry. And again, just recently I had a couple hurdles in there, and that's sort of what we're talking about. Not on all my transactions.
You had a rough run with appraisals lately?
People were overbidding for homes in the city. I mean, it happens. You never know when it's going to happen. Anyways, look, we got to go to some of these calls. Let's try Kenny out there in Ferndale. Hey, Kenny, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going?
Good morning, sir.
All right, so I have been looking for a home for a few months now, and I haven't found one I like. I'm trying to be a first-time home buyer.
Okay,
good.
And I finally found one I like in Southfield. That is a price that I can afford, but it needs some work, and I would need extra money to put work into it. So I'm looking into some sort of 203K loan.
Yeah,
right.
Smart. That's smart.
So I don't really know exactly what I'm getting into because I got approved with Quicken Loans for $130, and they don't offer 203K loans. So now I'm kind of trying to look for one and see how I can get this.
Kenny, the good news is our firm does a ton of 203K loans. One of my good friends, John Kolb, actually runs our 203K department. It's okay. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of action in those 203Ks, but John is very, very good. He's one of those guys that's like the opposite of me. He's like super anal, and like everything he does is just like to the T. We can get it taken care of for you, man. What we usually do is you hire what's called a cost consultant. We can put you in touch with him, and he'll walk through the house, and you say, I want to do the bathroom, and I want to put these cabinets in, and this and that, and he puts
there's like a corner of the house seems to need to be basically like rebuilt.
Maybe we need to find another house.
Got some water damage.
All right.
And you still want to buy the house.
Well, Kenny, let me ask you a question.
Well, it's a house that I really like in a good location, and
all right. I'm just asking.
I'm just considering it. I don't know what it would cost to get anything done like that.
Bottom line is we could take care of the finances.
Yeah, 100%. We do a ton of 203Ks, and the guy's name's Chris Kuehler, he's our cost consultant. And the nice thing about Chris, Kenny, is if he gets to the house, he's going to tell you flat out, don't buy this house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funky.
That's kind of what I need someone to do.
Yeah, definitely, man. We'll put you in touch with the good people, and they'll get you taken care of, man.
All right, Kenny, you need a real mortgage banker. Congratulations. We'll follow up with you. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Thanks,
Kenny.
Kenny.
We have the knowledge to handle just about any transaction that you're looking for. 248-539-9797. Let's keep the calls rolling. We've got Rick out there on a cell phone. Hey, Rick.
Rick, what's up, man?
Rick?
Hey, gentlemen. I have a 30-year mortgage at 6%. I still have 19 years to pay on it. I'm wondering, is it worth my while to try to get a 15-year mortgage?
Yes.
It's worth to go to a 10-year and be done with. If you're at 6%, we can probably take it down to a 10-year.
And the
payment will stay the same.
Okay, so a 10-year. Okay, and that's something where off the air I can give you my information?
100%, Rick. It's a great call. I think one of the things that I've said week in and week out is shorten the term of the mortgage. Get it paid off. That's the point of a loan. That's the way that I was raised. When you borrow it, pay it back and be done with it, dude.
You're going to save a ton of money, Rick. Great call today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. As simple as that. 248-539-9797. Let's go to Greg out in Trenton. Hey, good morning, Greg. What's happening?
Hey, how you doing today?
Good. How are you, sir?
Greg?
Good, thanks. So I've got a question. I'm wondering if it would be worth it for me to pay my home off. I've been in this house for about 3 years, and I'm looking to upgrade and purchase a newer home. I bought this house from the bank, like I said, 3 years ago, and it's an FHA loan, 4.25%, and I could pay it off, but I'm not going to be in this house for maybe another 2 years. And I don't know if it's the best thing for me to do.
No.
You got to remember that anytime you pay off something like an amount of money, a loan, it's like seeing a return on your money for whatever rate that you're borrowing that money at. So you said you're what, at 4.25?
Yeah, 4.25.
Okay, so if let's just say for the sake of round numbers, that the house is $100,000. That's the mortgage. If you pay that off for $100,000, it's like seeing a return on your money of 4.25%. If I'm you, I keep it in the bank.
Right.
I mean, you're good. You're going to move. You're going to sell it in a couple of years, you said. I mean, to me, I sleep better at night when I know that I have a lot of money in the bank.
I I
and
concur
that's my
with that.
biggest problem. If I get rid of my, that big chunk of money, then I don't feel comfortable with that.
Well, here's the deal. If you were going to stay there a very long time, we tell you to pay it off. Since you're not going to stay there a long time and cash is king, keep your cash. Make the payments for the next 24 months. You're going to sell the house anyways. Keep the cash.
Yeah, you get a little write-off too next year.
Yeah, I owe $45,000. That's it.
Right. So I would continue doing it. The payment's low anyways. You're going to sell it, but keep your cash because you never know what's going to come up. Plus, you're going to need that cash to buy another place.
Okay. I don't know if this changes anything, but I bought the home from the bank about 3 years ago for $52,000, and 7 or 8 years ago it sold for $137,000.
Yeah, what's it worth today?
I haven't had it appraised. I put about $30,000 into it and got it. It was in pretty good disrepair, but it's almost showable. So I'm hoping that's going to appraise around 120. I really don't know.
Strong move.
Great call, Greg. Hey, when we give you we'll come back to you and give you a call after the show. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Greg.
All right, keep your money in your pocket. 248-539-9797. We'll be right back.
Getting to the top is always a challenge. Yet when you drive the award-winning Jeep Grand Cherokee or the versatile Jeep Cherokee, the top is just the beginning. Like Grand Cherokee, the most luxurious SUV in its class and a 730-mile highway driving range. And the award-winning Cherokee with 3 available 4x4 systems and precision-crafted interior. Where you go from the top is entirely up to you. One drive and you'll discover why Jeep brand continues to be the best-selling SUV brand. Well-qualified returning FCA U.S. employee lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 with 615-mile highway driving range for $316 a month for 42 months with $316 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. Award segmentation, Summit model based on total SUV sales over the past 12 months in the 2014 Awards Light Vehicle segment. Call 1-888-925-G for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease of Chrysler Capital. Current lease must end by 5/31/16. 25-cent charge for each model of 35,000. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 4/4/16. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Michigan Lottery Daily 4 players, Straight Back Bonus is back.
Oh yes, it's back. Hey, it's back. Oh yes, it's back. It's really back. So take a clap to win some dough from front to back.
Or back to front. Whoa, wait a minute. What's the Straight Back Bonus? Just match your straight bet in reverse and you win $1,000. Whoa. And you can still win $5,000 if your numbers match in exact order.
Now you're singing my song. Oh yes, it's back.
Oh yes, it's back.
It's really back.
It's really back. Double your chance to win all this month with the Daily 4 Straight Back Bonus from the Michigan Lottery.
Oh yes, it's back.
I'm standing on the surface of the sun to prove a point. The sun's the only thing hotter than the 4 new hot theme instant games from the Michigan Lottery. Could somebody put out my pants? Thank you. See, from $1 hot cash to $10 hot riches, over $150 million in total prizes. You can win up to $1 million instantly. But here's the difference. The sun is 92 million miles from the earth. But these hot theme tickets are as close as your nearest lottery retailer. So try them and put some red hot play in your day. Anybody bring sunblock?
You need a repair done around the house. You don't have the time or patience to call around, or you just don't want to do it yourself. And you're tired of leaving messages or having mixed communications with the service pros you do hire. Well, Service.com has made it simple to reach out for any type of service needed. From heating and cooling to landscaping to plumbers, sign up for free and download the Service.com app now. You can instantly chat, hire, and pay a qualified service pro without making a single phone call. So what are you waiting for? Service.com. Sign up now and remember that name, Service.com.
At Davenport University, we're always on the lookout for the latest career trends in business, technology, and health.
We begin to read what the workforce needs 5 to 10 years ahead. Baby boomers are aging, technology is constantly improving, so every healthcare program has to be reevaluated time and time again.
We even have an entire department that's dedicated to market research.
I look through mountains of research. I'll access the most important Department of Labor statistics, and I'll research the job prospects in every market where Davenport has a campus. There is no one-size-fits-all solution here.
Think of us as career detectives.
The way we look out for emerging job markets is by looking for trends.
We make sure our graduates can hit the ground running.
For career-building degrees you won't find at most other universities, get to Davenport and get where the world is going.
We offer degrees in business, technology, and health designed to launch or advance your career. Call 800-686-1600. Classes begin May 9th.
Ace is the place with endless colors and the expertise to match. Stop by your neighborhood Ace today for everything you need for your painting projects, like their best paint, Valspar Optimus, and all the sundries you need to get the job done right. Only at Ace, the helpful place.
In just a few weeks, there will be plenty of graduations all over Metro Detroit, and part of the celebration is a graduation party for your family and friends. Cranks Catering would like to cater your graduation party this year. Congratulations to the class of 2016 and visit crankscatering.com.
No crying in sports. Complaining is acceptable.
97.1
All righty, welcome back to the show, 946. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call at Capital all day long. I know Ronnie J's there and the whole entire staff. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Also, you can send us an email to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. Always here in the studio, 248-539-9797.
Ronnie's gotten much better at parking since I've been making fun of him on the air. he only pulls halfway into the spot, so like the back of the car, so I always looking in the parking lot. But ever since I started talking about it on the air, now it's great. He's like he's like a professional driver.
He's got a full a parking lot to lots of spaces available today, so he should be okay. Hey, always a reminder, Harry, for helping your boys out, the CPAs out there, get into your CPA office, go and see your accountant now. One of the tricks is about mortgages. If you want to use your 2015 income, you have to go ahead and file those returns, and then the transcripts have to be available to the mortgage lender. Okay, that's key. So if you want to use your 2015 income, if you're doing a 2-year average, if you're self-employed, hurry up and get in there. If you're thinking about buying a house in the next couple months, get those tax returns done. That's the key. If you're doing an extensions, those are going to be coming up. Again, April 18th is the new deadline for this year. So little reminder out there as we always talk about documents and getting your ducks in a row. All right, let's move off to some questions. We've got Ron in Armada. Good morning, Ron. Welcome to our show.
Ron, good morning, sir.
My wife and I are about 3 or 4 months away from having our house paid off, and we have an equity line of credit that has a zero balance. I'm just trying to figure out whether I'm better off using the HELOC to do some repairs, or if I'm better off putting like a new first mortgage on it.
Just use the
in
HELOC.
order to do some repairs and then use the interest from that. As,
what are the costs of the repairs going to be approximately?
Probably $25,000.
Yeah, use the HELOC.
I would do that.
Here's the thing, dude. If you get a new first mortgage and have closing costs of about $2,000, it's just not worth it, man. The HELOC's already there. Use that, pull it from there, and pay it back. Absolutely.
What's the balance on your existing mortgage?
About $4,000.
Yeah. So you're going to pay that off. Use the HELOC. You're going to pay that off. I think it's a good move. It's short-term money, and it sounds like you're going to, you're not going to extend it out. HELOC's on a variable rate. Rates are going to stay low throughout 2016. Sounds like you're going to pay it off somewhere between the end of 16 and probably through 17. So, right? I mean, that's you sound like that kind of guy, and you sound like very astute and very diligent about making that.
Well, thanks. But yeah, that's our plan. If we're going to use the HELOC, it'll be paid off within a year. Yeah.
Yeah, I would do it. Yeah, do the HELOC. That's what you have it. You have it for emergency situations. Pay off the first. That'll get paid off, and then keep the HELOC for emergency situations and for projects like you're doing. I think that's a great strategy.
All right. All right,
Cool.
Bill. Thanks.
Thanks for the call, Ron. Again, also very convenient to have those checks usually on home equity lines of credit. Again, people get in trouble with them, but not this gentleman. This gentleman's got a house that's already paid
Well,
off.
he gets it. It sounds like it. No, he's not a friend of mine. I don't know him from Adam, but I have been around the block and experienced that kind of thing, and know when I if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck, and he's going to do the right thing. So,
all right, the high cost of rent is definitely continues to push some buyers our way into the purchase world. Again, it makes more financial sense to become a homeowner if you're going to be staying in the community. They say at least a minimum of 3 years, because if you're going to sell, if you're not going to stay here, you won't recoup your money if you try to sell. Again, there's always great advantages to home ownership. Communities, building strong communities is one of my favorite things. Today, I have an opportunity last night to go to my daughter's play at the high school, which is a lot of fun. Seeing all the community leaders come out, the superintendent of the schools there, all the teachers, just a lot of fun. And a little salute there to the West Bloomfield Orchard Lake Middle School for putting on a wonderful play. And again, this afternoon, they've got one over at the high school. So it's good. I like community development. It's awesome. And you see everyone come
You're
out
just
here,
such
that
a
kind
good
of thing.
person. Everyone loves you.
We'll salute the musical theater teachers. On the weekends. Thank you, Harry. I appreciate that. Hey, Steve out in Clinton Township. What's going on, Steve?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, sir.
I I have a mother. She owns a house. Well, she has a mortgage on it. Her balance on the mortgage is about $47,000. She's currently sitting at 7.3% interest. She's looked into refinancing it a few times due to me putting some pressure on her. She got one place told her that it wouldn't be a big enough mortgage, and the other place, the first place, it wouldn't be enough to remortgage it, and the other place told her she didn't make enough. My father passed away a couple years ago. She is on a fixed income, and she does work part-time. She's bringing in about $2,500 a month. Right now, her house payment's currently $530. That includes the taxes. Just looking for some advice on, is it possible to get her,
Steve,
a remortgage at a lower interest rate?
Steve,
or
what's the balance,
I
sir?
should try to buy from her? Or
Steve, what's the balance?
47.
I mean,
47,000.
And how long does she have left to pay on it? How long has she been on this mortgage?
A long time. I think she refinanced it maybe 10 years ago with a 30-year fixed.
So she's got 20 years left.
It's at least 20 years.
Here's the thing, Steve. You have to do the cost basis analysis on that. So if it's going to cost her $2,000 in closing costs, it's $47,000. She's 7% right now, or 7.5%. Even if I took it to 4%, she's going to save $50 a month. It's not that the loan's too small. It's just that it might not be worth it for her to pay to refinance.
It's going to cost her 8% of her loan amount to refinance.
So, I want to run all the numbers with you. Let me come for the show. I want to see how much money she makes. I want to look at everything and make sure we can actually. Here, listen, dude. I don't want to do a loan for you. It's not going to make sense. That's not how we do business, and that's not. I'm not going to do that to you. Let me call after the show. I'll run some numbers for you, and if it makes sense, we can do it. If not, I'll tell you you're in good shape.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Go looking out for your mom, dude. I appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah, good call.
See you, man.
All right, 248-539-9797 if you want to sneak one in. Again, not every transaction is going to save someone money. And I hate to take Ma back to a 30-year. And like you said, Alex, you said $50. It might not even save her
that much.
$50. Maybe not even that much.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerome out there in Farmington, welcome to our show. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I had a question. I got 6 years left on my loan, and I got 6.5% interest. But having 6 years been close to finish, is it worth refinancing though?
No.
So you're already into the majority of the principal. So regardless of the rate, it doesn't matter because you're paying the majority of principal down. You're almost done paying the interest. Now the question is, how long are you going to stay there? What are your needs? What's the balance? And what are your goals and objectives? I'm going
to go ahead and pretty much croak out. And
let's hope that doesn't happen. Jerome,
in other words, Jerome, you're not moving. All right, that's good. So I like it. 6 years, you're going to have a free and clear house. You'll put your head on your pillow and sleep well at night, and it's good. But just to refinance because you're at a higher rate to a lower rate, I think you're past that point. I think you're past the point to save money on interest. You're paying, majority of the payment is to principal now. What's the balance?
Balance is 56.
You're totally good.
Fine.
I think you're fine. The way a mortgage is mathematically calculated, the interest is all front loaded. So when you start, you're making your initial payments. It's almost all interest. Now that you have 6 years left, you're paying almost all principal. So the rate right now is a moot point. It doesn't matter. You're paying the thing off. Just be done with it, dude.
Yep.
You did everything right. Everything's perfect.
Good job, Jerome. Thanks for the call.
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Again, let's reiterate on that. Refinancing, cash out, put some cash in your pocket if you need for home improvements. A lot of families put off those projects the last few years with all the new equity. Go ahead and take a look to see if that could be something that could benefit you. Also, consolidating debt. If you pull the equity out of your home, maybe you would pay off some these high interest rate on the credit cards, Alex. And as we speak about so often, the 12-month or 24-month free financing, those have to be paid in full. Otherwise, it's like 25-30% interest. So definitely take a look at that. Paying off land contracts, reducing your term. That is the key to saving money. And lots of things you can do. When you do all of these things, it might free up money to contribute to your retirement fund. So again, get your financial house in order. Always call Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. And what else do you guys have?
Send me an email at mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com.
All right, we see Pat Caputo coming in next. Keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket. We'll see you next Saturday.
Go Green.
The preceding was a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Hi,
by Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
At Great Clips, we understand every minute counts. That's why Great Clips has online check-in. Save time every time. Save 2 minutes before your haircut. You can fry an egg and bacon. Sounds like angels singing. Save 3 minutes, make awkward armpit noises. Save 14 glorious minutes of doing lots of nothing. You feel that? That's nothing. You get priceless minutes for free when you use Great Clips online check-in. Download the free app or visit greatclips.com. It's going to be great. Oh, I can still smell that bacon.
These days, we can do just about everything online. Huh? We can chat and work and shop and bank and share music. We can even date. And now, we can reserve parking online when we travel at US Park on Middle Belt right at the airport. Just book ahead of time at us-park.com and a space will be waiting for you in their safe, secure lot. And then, a friendly driver will quickly take you right to your terminal. And when you reserve ahead online, you save too. So next time you fly, put it in park. US Park.
We hope you'll never need us. We hope you'll never have an emergency like a flood or fire in your home. But if you do, we're here, ready to help 24/7, 365 days a year. We're Service Master Restore. For over 60 years, we've helped homeowners get back to normal when a disaster like fire, water, or mold damages their home. We know the first steps taken make all the difference between a small cleanup and a costly restoration. So we want to send you a free guide, Emergency Damage Control Tips, so you'll always be prepared. Simply text CARE to Service Master Restore at 99000. When dealing with a flood or fire, there's a lot riding on your shoulders. So we treat your home as you'd treat it, helping you during every step to get the job done to your complete satisfaction. We're Service Master Restore. When you don't know what to do next, we do. For your free guide, text CARE to 99000.